Hey everybody, this is Ben here at thatcologneguy coming at you with a new review. Before I dive in though, I'd like to do something a little bit different and start off by saying to all the mothers out there, Happy Mother's Day. In particular though, this episode is dedicated to my mom. So, and I have to tell you what a random situation this was, and I'm so happy that it worked out because I have three bits of good news to share with you and my mom. So, as you know, each week I'm going through the Amouage, a discovery collection for woman. Sometimes I say for women, but it's actually for woman, singular. And as you can see here, maybe with the light, I actually only have one left. So this week I have worn the 6th out of 7 fragrances, and I just go in order, and it just so happens to be number 1, my mom's favorite color, purple. It just so happens to be also lilac, which she likes, and it just so happens to be also about an hour ago, my aunt mentioned, completely obviously at random, my aunt mentioned on Facebook that she has her lilacs out on display, and her parents, my grandparents, absolutely adored her lilacs, and so this is I can't believe the stroke of luck. Let's dive in. Into the review here for Lilac Love by Amouage. You know, I was looking, this is episode 70 for me, and I have to say that almost half of my reviews are Amouage. So maybe I should change my name to like Amouage Fanboy. So if you're new to the channel and you recently subscribed because you've seen some of these Amouages, go ahead and check out the channel because I have a playlist for Amouage for men's fragrances, the unisex, the library collection, and then I have for women now. And as I said, out of 70, this is 40 to 50% of my reviews have been on Amouage. I just love doing these. Okay, so let's dive in. This is Amouage, of course, Lilac Love. I wanted to show you the sample real quick. There you go. And I have been wearing this one all week indeed. It's a 2016 floral. And as far as the notes, I might have to look over here a little bit and check them out, but I really pinpointed 4 or 5. Here's what's going on here for me as far as the floral. You have heliotrope and you have gardenia, and it's almost like the heliotrope. I'm a huge fan of heliotrope. I really enjoy that note. And then I don't know much about gardenia, but the heliotrope and gardenia, and then the peony, and I hope I'm saying that right. The three of these florals combine almost to represent lilac, and so it's interesting because some people have even suggested that lilac as a note is not in here, but it was listed on Fragrantica. So either way, I'm not sure if they combine to smell like lilac or if it's actually a lilac note. So there's a bit of an identity complex here with this fragrance. So I get definitely gardenia, definitely heliotrope. That's the main player for me on my skin. And then you get, here's the thing I really love about this one. I tried to look to see if I could find the parfum on this one, but I didn't see it. If you guys know, let me know. But the thing that I really like about this is right when you think it's going to turn floral, like too floral, it really, really heats up with cacao. And so this is just, when you use the expression well blended too much, but this really is the time to use that expression. It is very, very well blended. It's exquisite, and there's no doubt that this is niche quality. And if nothing else, I really appreciate about this. This is a very, very well done perfume. So even if you didn't like the smell, you'd have to, just the intoxicating blend of the notes. So gardenia, heliotrope, Peony was listed. I don't think I could have noted that by myself, though, without looking that up. So we're just going to say heliotrope, gardenia, orris root or iris, so kind of the makeup note. And then definitely, though, cacao and vanilla. And the cacao just comes in as a mid-note right when you want it to. And kudos and props to the parfumé and that. So those are the notes, but I guess the only thing I would say is I'm not sure if it should be called heliotrope love, but you know what? That sounds like a new wave single, right? It sounds like a 1981 under budgeted MTV video called like heliotrope love. Or the band itself. I don't know. It just doesn't work, does it? Whereas Lilac Love sounds so much better. Lilac Love. Okay, so you know that in the for each review, I read their description and then I kind of talk about whether or not it lives up to the poetic description. So here it goes. It is Lilac Love Woman. Lilac Love harmoniously recreates the lilac accord to express animalic and powdery note tones with a melodious balance of jasmine and rose. I don't really get too much jasmine here, but the accord is delicately blended with top notes of gardenia, peony, and heliotrope. The floral scent is then refined with a gourmand heart of orris, cocoa bean, and tonka bean. The warm tone of sandalwood also lends its charismatic sensuality in the base, along with the suave richness of patchouli and soft facets of vanilla, creating a timeless floral symphony with a romantic musky veil. So I certainly agree with this combination of floral and gourmand. I wouldn't say musky veil. I would say creating a timeless floral symphony with a romantic gourmand veil. So there, Amouage. That's what I would say because you could pick up sandalwood. You can pick up some tonka bean, but as I said, I just don't know about patchouli for this. I don't see this as a musky veil. Okay, so again, Lilac Love really should be called Heliotrope Love, but the marketing behind that wouldn't be good. All right, so let's look at longevity and the projection. Longevity and projection both are good, but they're not beast mode, and they're I would have liked a little bit more, but it's quite good. So if you're looking for something that smells really really nice and you don't want it to project more further than an arm's length away, then you would like that about this fragrance. So it's not a typical Amouage in that sense. It doesn't clear out a room. It is very strong, but not ultra. So I actually like that about this fragrance. I think that it works well because it stays relatively close to you. It's not a skin scent, but it's also not something that's gonna be way further than an arm's length, and so it kind of really does what you want it to. Actually, I think it's perfect to spray on your skin, and people will be able to pick it up, and it's inviting, and it draws you in, which is what you want a fragrance to do. So I really liked the projection. Longevity, I would have wanted a little bit more, but I mean that in the literal sense of a little bit more. It's close to an 8 to 10 hour, which is what I like, but I'd have to say 6 to 8. You could always argue that you just spray on your clothes, but when I sprayed on my skin, and I sprayed one on each side of the neck and one on each wrist, we're going to go a hearty 6 to 8. So it's a work shift. But I don't know that it's anything more. So if you're the type that you were looking for something where you would wear to work and then go to happy hour afterwards, and you don't like to spray multiple times during the day, then I don't know that this would be the one you would choose, especially for the price point, which I'll talk about in a minute. So projection and longevity are pretty close to what you want. I would have liked a little bit more on the longevity, but as some of you have noted in the comments, these are samples. This isn't a normal spray. So you could make an argument that that's just because of the limitation of the sample. So there you have it. Now, Lucky Scent actually rated this for the continuum of feminine, masculine. I was a little bit surprised because they have it all the way over to the feminine side. I'm going to politely disagree, and I'm going to say that for me, this is not all the way feminine. It's close to, I would put it between feminine and unisex. So I wouldn't put it all the way to feminine. I would definitely put it to the left, or, whatever, on the feminine side, my left, the feminine side of unisex. It is more, it's woman, right? It's marketed for women. But this is close to a unisex. In fact, I'm going to go on record and say that this is probably the most feminine fragrance I would wear. I really enjoyed wearing this myself. I would wear this one. Some of them, are a little feminine in the sense that I would like them on a woman. I would definitely like this on a woman, but I would also have this in my own collection. So there you go. In terms of gender, that's where I would put it. So also in terms of season. Another good thing about this one is this is really, sometimes people will say that they're looking for, they can't find one that's specifically spring. Usually they'll say that it's like spring, summer, and fall and winter. To me, this is really a spring. This is like, I can't believe how the stars align for this episode, because this is a Mother's Day spring fragrance. So there you go. This is the kind of VIP experience you get from That Cologne Guy. And as you can tell how popular I am by my 22 views in each episode. Okay, so this is Lilac Love. This is a spring, and spring some more. Now, in terms of occasion, this is highly versatile, and I would say practically everything but clubs. But I mean, do you wear niche? Do you wear Amouage to the club? They're not really clubbing scents, are they? So this is definitely work, and this is definitely a romantic, intimate. This is a snuggly fragrance. So if you're looking for a romantic fragrance that will draw someone in for snuggles, then this will do it. But it can also work in a professional sense. It could work for an evening night out, formal wear, casual wear. This is highly versatile, and gender, age, you name it. The one thing I would say is, I wouldn't wear this or expect a woman to wear this to the clubs, and that'd be the only exception. Anything else, though, wow, a home run in terms of versatility. Just amazing. So, age group, I'll go ahead and say, I have a feeling that it's going to be 30 and up women. That if you know someone who's talking about this, they've worn it, they liked it, it's their signature scent, I venture to say they're probably 30 and up women, but there's nothing here to suggest that it couldn't be younger women, and there's also nothing to suggest, well, not nothing, but if you're a guy and you don't mind going a little bit into the feminine side of the unisex, or all the way feminine according to Lucky Scent, then you should consider this, with one exception, of course, which is do not make it a blind buy. So let's talk about the price point. This is, guess how much this is for a 100 milliliter, 3.4 ounce. You are looking at around $400 US. I'm saying that correctly. You're looking at a $370 minimum to $400 US dollars for a bottle of this. So here's what I want to say. First of all, I did see it at discounters for around 180. I would really like this fragrance at about 100. It's well blended, there's no doubt, but $400, it's certainly not worth that. What is? The how audacious of them to think that we're going to shell out $400 for this. It's not worth that. Is it worth the 180 that you could get at a discounter? Yeah, it is. It's certainly worth the 180. So if you're considering shipping and handling and tax, I would go up to 200 for a bottle for this, but no more. So I won't be purchasing this at the Amazon. I mean, at the Amazon, the Amouage site. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is Lilac Love. Now, in terms of rating, I actually wanted to give this. I wanted to give this a 5. I wanted to give it a 5 out of 5. But in terms of smell and originality and the fact that it's so well blended, and I'm gonna in the bottle. So one thing I mentioned earlier is and I'll have a picture in this episode that I'll edit in, but a big issue or a big factor in my rating is I'd like to give it a 5 because the bottle is absolutely beautiful. So if I'm not, I put mine away in a closet anyway. So I mean, I really don't care, honestly. In fact, the sprayer is more important to me than the bottle design. However, this is one exception. So you'll see it in this episode already. But the bottle for this one is beautiful and definitely adds to it. So in terms of smell, originality, blend, bottle design, I would definitely want to go 5. But I'm going to cue up the boo now, so you can, I'm probably getting booed. But I would give this a 4. I'm going to 4 out of 5 sprays. So if you're new to this channel, you know that I give, if you're new to the channel, I'll tell you that I give the number of sprays that I rate out of 5, and I actually put that on me. So this is a 4 out of 5. It's almost a 5, but I'm going to deduct 1 spray because it is outrageously expensive. I mean, 400 smackers for this, that's just a little, that's a little much. Come on, $400 for 100 milliliter, 3.4 ounce. Definitely not worth that. That said, it is exquisite. Half of that, $200, definitely. This is just fantastic juice. This is kind of the floral for people who are not huge floral fans, because right when you think it's gonna veer too floral, then the cacao and the vanilla really come to the forefront. Just positively love that about this fragrance. I really enjoyed wearing it, and again, as I said, I would have this in my collection. I positively love it, and would I recommend this for women? Without shadow of a doubt. Definitely, it could be professional. I could see this being romantic. Like I said, it definitely draws you in, and it's we'll call this the snuggle scent. So that's the nickname that I will give it. Lilac Love just doesn't quite do it for me. Okay, so now I'm going to go 4 out of 5. So as I said earlier, the price point way too expensive, and I just made one other note. Oh yeah, I already talked about it. The note, right? The name, which is it should be called Heliotrope Love, but for obvious reasons, that's not going to float. So we're going to go 4 out of 5. Here we go, and let's do this. And boom. And in case you're wondering, the answer is yes. I wore this purple shirt on purpose in honor of Lilac Love, in honor of my mom. And happy Mother's Day, Mom. You're probably the only person who's gotten this far anyway. So thanks for watching. Love you lots. So don't forget again to have a wonderful Mother's Day to all. And I wish you lots of good health. Stay safe, stay positive during this quarantine time. Always remember, folks, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care.